Hey, what's up? Phil Ebiner here with Video School Online, and today I'm going to give you the complete tour of my new office studio. I've been working on it for a few months, and finally I've got it to a point where I'm happy to show it to you. And part of that is going to be showing you exactly the setup that I'm using right now. I'm actually recording straight into my computer using my camera setup, a bunch of cool tools, got my microphone set up, and I'm gonna be showing you all of that right now. So let's go do it. All right, so I'm gonna start over here in what I like to call Video School Online corner. This is where my desk is usually, and really this is the space where I'm going to be filming most of my new tutorials coming up. I wanted to have something that was on brand, and that's why I actually, and you know if you watched some of our videos last year, that we went through a branding exercise where we kind of came up with a more solidified brand with colors, our logo. And that was one of the funnest things, was getting someone from Etsy.com to cut our logo into this metal. And that's part of the backdrop. It's also just makes the business feel a little bit more legitimate when you walk into the office and there's a sign for the business right there in front of you. And you can see a couple lights behind me in just a second, but this is where my desk goes. And so let's start off there. Usually my desk, which is right here, is going to be in that corner and I'll be working. It's the stand-up desk that I can, raise and lower. And so it fits nicely in that corner when it's actually lowered and I'm sitting below that sign. When I'm standing up, it kind of blocks that sign, but I wanted to put the sign up so that when I am shooting here, it's got a nice it's at a nice level for the video frame. All right, so let's actually turn around. Okay, so this is what I was looking at just a couple seconds ago. This is my lighting setup. This is my DIY soundproofing, which I mentioned in a behind the scenes video last week, which was about using a foam mattress topper instead of the soundproofing because you can get bigger panels for cheaper. And if you're gonna be talking into open space like this, which is a big open room, it's kind of hard to soundproof the entire room with those small panels. So what I do right now, this is the only part that I haven't really figured out exactly how to set this up. I just have them clipped onto the tripod and the light stand, but it definitely helps a lot. So up above, you see this is my boom mic. And so the boom mic is actually, and the camera, which is over there, the Canon C100, that is all connected to the iMac. So there's my funny face. And the audio is connected via the Zoom H4n. And you can see that I actually have 3 microphones connected. One is the lavalier microphone that I'm using right now, right there. One is the shotgun microphone for when I'm doing talking heads. And one is my Heil PR40 right here, which is my podcasting mic, or when I'm doing tutorials or stuff like that, I want to have that podcasting mic available. And so it's all plugged in, ready to go. The camera is the Canon C100, so let's go over here and check it out. We're going behind the scenes now. So the camera is the Canon C100 Mark II. It's, for video creators, it's not the craziest expensive camera, but for online YouTubers, vloggers, that kind of style, it's a little bit more expensive. It's about $3 grand. What I like about it is I can use it with my Canon lenses that I have for my DSLR, but it has so many more controls. Let me try to brighten this up so you can see just a little bit. Okay, so you can see there we have all the settings right on the outside of the camera body for things like your iris, your ISO, your shutter speed, your white balance. You've got peaking, which helps with focus. You've got your zebras, which helps for exposure. All of this right here, you've got your awesome inputs for audio, which allows you to plug in a microphone there if you want to record directly to the camera. I've also got a clean HDMI out, which is what this is. So that cable right there is a clean HDMI out, which means I can plug it into my computer and record easily into my computer. The way that I'm doing that, this is the Blackmagic Mini Ultra Studio Mini Recorder. It basically takes HDMI signals and turns it into Thunderbolt. Let me put that down there. And plugs into the back of my computer, okay? So that's how I'm getting the camera directly into the computer so that I can record with software like QuickTime or ScreenFlow or anything like that. So this is my setup for my recording area. So you can kind of just see if I'm standing there. In terms of the lights, I'm using a Dracast lighting kit. So we've got the Dracast light. I've got these white soft boxes on both of these lights. These are 1,000 watt equivalent lights. Both are up to 100% power, so I'm getting a lot of light. I'm not too worried about getting a lot of contrast or making it super cinematic for these tutorials. Usually I just want as much light as possible. I've got 2 of those lights on either side of the camera. And so you can imagine with me standing right here that it gets pretty bright. And then behind me, I have that one other Dracast light, which is a 500 watt equivalent. That's just blasting up into the wall to give a little gradient to the wall, make it a little cleaner as well, makes that corner look nice. And then I have this other, I think it's a 160 watt equivalent. I love this light because you can basically take it anywhere. It's just holding onto my chair right now with a little Joby Gorilla tripod. It's got a tripod adapter on the bottom, which is really nice. It's also got, and all of these lights have batteries, so I can actually charge these batteries and take them on the go. And this just adds a little bit of backlighting, that rim lighting on the back of my head when I'm recording, which just makes me pop out a little bit from the background. Okay, so that's my sort of corner office setup. Now let's take you through the rest of the studio, my man cave, if you will. And let me go turn on the lights. All right, so I know that the lighting isn't beautiful. I've got the tungsten lights, some LED lights coming from the ceiling. I've got the blue daylight temperature lights over in the office corner, but I just wanted to give as much light as possible. I'm gonna do a quick 360 to show you what's behind me, and then I'm gonna dive in and show you a little bit closer. So here's, starting in my corner, we've got my office setup. Moving around, we've got storage, we've got my bike racks for my bikes and my wife's. We've got my TV back there. We've got popcorn corner over there. Over here, we've got our setup for the backdrop setup. So up above the storage, I'll show you in a second, we've got a bunch of different colors for backdrop paper rolls, so I can shoot over there. And then I've got my workbench saw, so if I'm ever doing some woodworking or stuff like that, I can still use the space for that. So let's go and just dive a little bit closer, show you around. All right, so next to my desk, if the desk is in the corner, I have this little shelf right here. This is just got all my, stuff, pens, paper, checkbook, that kind of stuff, cords, a million USB cords. Over here, we've got some nice pictures for the office, my buddies Will and Sam, my wife Isabel down there in Chile, and we've got Shakespeare hanging out with us. And Shakespeare is from our photography masterclass. He helped out a lot. This is also sitting on our light kit, so I reused the light kit box to be that kind of stand. Above this, we've got this nice window. Let me just open that up, add some more lighting. So I try to close this when I am recording, but you can see it's just a nice view out there to the backyard, and it just is nice to have that sunlight and as well as some fresh air if I want to open that up. My mom got me this cool clock from Aaron Brothers. They were closing down, which is sad, but the clock is awesome. Here we got our door. We've got the pet door, doggy door for Ashby. And here we've got our workstation, workbench. So this is if I need to get busy making stuff. And above this, we've got my mask collection, which is growing slowly, but we've got Philippines, Africa. That's from Switzerland. That's actually a type of mask that my ancestors used to make, and they still do though. And then India right there. So that grows with our travels. Over here, like I said, here's my backdrop. I was shooting a promo video for a whiteboard animation course on VideoScribe recently. Let's just walk around. Here's popcorn corner, so if you ever come hang out, we can make some popcorn. Got that for Christmas. Got my bike poster, which was in my old office, if you remember that. It's also a good sort of like meeting workstation, and I often use this table if I'm doing some sort of camera review or thing like that. It creates a nice sort of reflection with the background. So I like setting my equipment up on that. And here's the sort of hangout spot, which is awesome. It's a great way for me to just chill during the middle of the day, hang out after work, invite people over. We got this couch from Isabel's parents. They were giving it away, so I like to save an extra buck here and there. Here's a table that I refurbished. It was actually white, and I took off all the paint, which was a lot of work. Actually, Isabel and I did. And this is definitely a no shoes necessary kind of office space. And there's Ashby. Ashby, where have you been? Ashby's been hanging out all day, every day. So yeah, this is the couch. Get to chill here. I can preview videos if I want up on the big screen, do all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, it's just pretty awesome. I know it's pretty lucky and fortunate to have this. Then we've got bike corner, everything's set up. I needed to save as much space as possible, so that's why I got these two sort of gravity stands that just lean up against the wall for our bikes. I don't know why I have so many. And then moving on to storage back on the other side, I showed you or talked about the different paper rolls. Here we've got two bigger sort of storage shelves. One of them is just like normal household stuff. I've got one row for tripods and backdrop stands. Most of this is just household stuff. And then this one is for all my gear. So I've got my lenses. It's not as clean as I would like, but got my lenses, camera gear, audio gear, tripod, or not tripod, teleprompter, all of my hard drives, so many hard drives. These are like literally 2 boxes with just like cables from all the different hard drives and cameras and things I've gotten. And so it's nice to have everything in one place now, so it's easy to get. And that's pretty much it. So here is a view from the other side, and you might be able to tell right now, I can hear it myself, that when I'm talking, there's a lot more reverb and echo because there isn't as much soundproofing over here as compared to when I am behind the camera over there. Say what's up, Ashby. Pound it, pound it. Thank you. Oh, and then lastly, we did install a little mini split AC unit that you see above the TV over there. It's nice and quiet. I actually realized that I was recording with it right now. It's on. It's a heater too, and it's nice that it's super quiet. And so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna hop behind the computer one more time and sign off. Say bye, Ash.
Say bye. Say bye.
All right, so I hope that you enjoyed this behind the scenes tour of my new office studio setup. It's been exciting, and like I mentioned, I'm very fortunate and blessed to be able to have this kind of space in my home, to be able to work, to have it kind of set up however I want. Enough space to have multiple shooting locations. I didn't talk about it in the video, but part of what I'm planning to do with the YouTube channel is to definitely increase the amount of content. And through we're actually redoing our photography masterclass, which is our most popular class. And part of that is going to be having monthly Q&A sessions where my co-instructors Will and Sam will come out. We can have sort of a more laid back chat style session on the couch. We've done a couple of tests already for the class and it looks really nice. And so there's multiple places where I can shoot, but also it feels like me, and that's what I want from this. And hopefully you'll see throughout the coming weeks and months as I put out more content, it looks good. Oh, one thing that I am going to do over here that I didn't mention is this. I like the sort of clean look of this shot right here, but it's a little too clean for my taste. And so what I'm gonna do to, again, add more of the brand to this main kind of setup is I'm gonna be painting with the Video School Online brand colors, a stripe or something across here so that it gives it a little bit more color and makes it a little bit more unique than just sort of a plain white backdrop. I'm gonna test it out anyways. Paint's cheap and I could always repaint it white if it doesn't look good, but you'll be seeing that video coming up soon too, or a video with that kind of setup. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments about this setup, please leave them in the comments below. What do you like? What don't you like? How can I make it even cooler? Or if there's anything else, just leave a comment below. Please like and share as well. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in another video.